Really nice, yeah.
A little warm though. This afternoon, temperatures well above average across the entire state. Trying to see a couple spotty showers today too, up into the northern mountains, but I think at best we're probably seeing a couple sprinkles at most, with that rain likely even evaporating before reaching some of these valley floors. Here's a live look over the Moreno Valley with Angel Fire there in the foreground. Temperatures even up in the mountains soaring into the 60s right now up in Angel Fire. It's in the mid 70s up in Santa Fe and Farmington. We're up to the 70-degree mark in Durango now this afternoon. 71 in Raton, 80s as far north as Tucumcari and Socorro, while we're sitting in this mid 70s here in Albuquerque, and we're in the mid 80s across southern parts of the state, as warm as 87 in Roswell and Carlsbad. Watching closely for a couple isolated thunderstorms that may still develop, mainly looking like down in Lee County through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening. As you can see, that line that has developed down to parts of Texas, that's right along what's called a dry line, or the difference between humid air off to the east and much drier air off to the west. Of course, we're on the drier side of that dry line, but that's what's keeping those thunderstorms mainly out in Texas. There are still those couple of spotty rain showers or sprinkles most likely up into the northern mountains that we can see up there. That's not going to be lasting for too much longer. That should all be fizzling out in the next hour or two. And really not expecting even to see any more isolated storms in eastern parts of the state into this evening, as we'll be looking at some cloud cover building back into eastern New Mexico overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning, with that moisture moving up, setting up that dry line tomorrow afternoon, a little bit farther west into New Mexico. So we could actually see an isolated storm or two again clip parts of Lee County tomorrow afternoon and into Wednesday evening, with another isolated storm possible in east central parts of the state into late evening hours. But that's about it. Not expecting a whole lot of rain or thunderstorms in eastern New Mexico over the next couple of days. It's going to still remain pretty isolated, but if we do see any isolated thunderstorm develop in eastern parts of the state tomorrow, there's a chance it could become strong to severe, with the biggest threats large hail and gusty winds along with lightning. Not even going to be looking at overly heavy rainfall out of those thunderstorms. Temperatures tomorrow are going to be even warmer than today. In fact, we should make it back up to around 80 here in Albuquerque. 80s up to Santa Rosa and Tucumcari. We'll be in the mid and upper 80s across southern New Mexico, close to 90 in a couple locations. We'll come up in the mid and upper 70s in Santa Fe and close to 80 in Farmington. That rain chance is going to stay in the eastern part of the state through Saturday. Saturday is looking like a much better chance for rain, though, into eastern New Mexico, so we'll get some better moisture to move in to the eastern part of New Mexico, with an isolated storm chance potentially as far west as the central mountain chain. But much drier air will be moving in on Sunday, as the winds will be picking up across New Mexico and southern Colorado, and that'll likely bring in another high fire danger across the region, along with some cooler temperatures, especially as we head into early next week. Highs will be in the 70s through the rest of this week, though, in Durango and all the way through Saturday, then down into the mid 60s for highs on Sunday, and that's much closer to where high temperatures should be for this time of year. Highs will even get close to 80 again Friday and Saturday up in Farmington. Until then, we're still going to see temperatures climb up into the mid and upper 70s just about every afternoon. Close to 90 by Saturday down in Las Cruces, but there you can see that windy icon on Sunday. We're going to be looking at widespread wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 45 miles per hour across New Mexico, potentially even a rogue 50-mile-per-hour wind gust. So that could cause some patchy blowing dust on Sunday, but at least that chance for rain on Saturday may help to keep some of that dust down in eastern New Mexico. As you can see that rain icon there Saturday down in Roswell and then up in Las Vegas as well, with high temperatures staying in the mid and lower 70s through this weekend until that cold front moves in, and that'll bring highs back into the 60s again early next week. Another round of an isolated sprinkler or two possible tomorrow up into the northern mountains, but most areas stay dry. Will be sunny once you get south towards Santa Fe, with high temperatures there staying in the mid 70s through Saturday, and the winds picking up again on Sunday. We'll even get close to 80 by Saturday out in Edgewood before highs will be back into the 60s again next week, which is right about where they should be for this time of year. Here in Albuquerque, we're going to be hovering around 80 just about each and every afternoon, and you could tell too how dry the air is out there by some of these temperature swings, with lows around 40 degrees, and then we're going to climb 40 degrees through the afternoon up to around 80 tomorrow and every afternoon through this weekend. Saturday looks like it should be the warmest day with a high of 82 degrees, getting just a little bit breezy in the afternoon, but it will get windier on Sunday. Then high temperatures are back into the mid and lower 70s again early next week.
It's not summer, but you can see it from here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Grant.